Throughout her rise to superstardom, Miley Cyrus has somehow kept her feet firmly on the ground, steering clear of scandal and heartbreak, on her way to becoming the hottest young property in Hollywood. So how does she do it?
I just think surround yourself with good family and friends, because that's what I've done. Without that, I think I'd be going a little crazy myself, because if you don't have, someone to pull you aside and tell you that they love you and that they see way beyond what other people just see. They see you out in the public eye and don't really get to know you. So I think if you have people that really get to know you and love you for that, then that's what will really keep you grounded.
Surrounded by a close-knit family and brought up on wholesome Christian values, her career has been steered by a father who has plenty of first-hand experience of the highs and lows of show business.
He always said that Hollywood's a heartbreak ready to happen, and I think that's totally true. So I think if you really do surround yourself with people that will keep you aware of that is awesome.
The former boot-scooting and mullet-wearing star of achy breaky heart fame, Miley Ray Cyrus, knows all about learning from your mistakes.
Nobody's perfect in this world. We all make mistakes, but life is about living from your heart, being real, doing what you love. When you make a mistake, you adjust and pick yourself up, and it's never too late to do the right thing.
The easygoing attitude of her father, who also doubles up as her business manager, is offset by the rather more strict code of her mum, Tish. Between them, they've given their superstar daughter the tools she needs to navigate the treacherous territory of show business. And according to those who've worked with her, it's paying off big time.
She works hard, but she's got a great family that supports her and keeps her grounded, and she's got a fantastic work ethic.
Miley's journey began in Nashville, Tennessee in 1992. She grew up on a 500-acre farm. Miley was originally named Destiny Hope Cyrus because her parents had a premonition that she would achieve great things. However, her sunny temperament earned her the nickname Smiley Miley, and it stuck. As a child, Miley seemed all set to embark on a career in music. She'd learned to sing, play the guitar, and write songs, all by the time she was 11.
It's like an easy process. For me, some people would think it's hard. It just depends the way you do it. I'll start out with sometimes a melody on my guitar and then put lyrics to it.
Living so close to Nashville, the mecca of country music, she found herself surrounded by a roll call of the industry's living legends, including Miley's godmother, Dolly Parton. Surprisingly, however, Miley wasn't interested in pursuing a career in country music. She caught the acting bug at the age of 9, and although her dad tried to encourage her to stick at her schoolwork and cheerleading, she was determined to persevere with the acting. By the time she was 13, she'd scored the lead in the Disney TV series Hannah Montana, about the double life of a young country music star called Miley Stewart.
Well, Miley Stewart is just a normal girl who wants to keep her life, on the down low, and he doesn't want, her life to be different than any other normal teenager. So she decides to get a disguise and be Hannah Montana by night and do concerts and the shows and things like that. And then, by day, just be a normal girl and go to school and chill with her family and friends.
Within months of the show going to air in March 2006, she'd already become as famous as Billy Ray. Following in the footsteps of Disney's hit show Lizzie McGuire, which catapulted Hilary Duff into the spotlight, Hannah Montana became Disney's fastest-growing series ever. It premiered with 5.5 million viewers and became the most popular series on basic cable for its age group within its first 7 weeks on air. 6 to 14-year-olds just couldn't get enough of Miley Cyrus.
I like her singing, and she's really pretty and a really good actress and stuff. I love her show. It's so inspiring and everything. And she's close to her age, sort of. So, and then I love all her songs and everything like that.
In a classic case of life imitating art, Miley quickly became a real-life Hannah Montana. Playing to packed houses at her concerts, hosting glamorous awards ceremonies surrounded by celebrities, accepting awards and starring in her own movie, while trying to hang on to some semblance of normality in her personal life.
Well, I think I'm a lot like both, because being Hannah, when I'm on stage, I kind of see a totally different person come out, and then when I'm in normal life, it's just me hanging out with my family and friends. So I think my life is very much like the Hannah Montana storyline.
But then having two personalities to choose from can be useful.
I'm like, am I going to be Hannah today or am I Miley today? Because I really don't want to put the wig on. It's like, oh, I'm not really in the mood today. Or some days I'm like, I don't want to get up and don't want to wash my hair. So I'm like, I want to be Hannah. So much easier.
Then, following in fellow Disney star Hilary Duff's footsteps, Miley neatly used her Hannah Montana fame to launch her own pop career. She kicked off her solo career in June 2007 with the release of Meet Miley Cyrus, a bonus album released with the second Hannah Montana soundtrack.
Like a cool change, because it's kind of like a Meet Miley record. You kind of get to know who I am and get to, hear my thoughts and things like that. So I think that's really cool, getting to see the different things and getting to see, Hannah and getting to see what she's all about, and then also getting to meet the person that's underneath the wig and the makeup and everything.
She also upped the ante by co-writing 8 of the 10 songs on the album, which quickly went platinum. See You Again was her first single to enter the top 10 on the Billboard Top 100. And her Hannah Montana co-star Jason Earls became an instant fan.
She's cool. I don't know, there must be some sort of formula to it, because the songs get stuck in your head and you can't get them out. There's something very addictive about that stuff.
Overnight, it seemed young girls everywhere had found a new idol in Miley Cyrus.
She likes singing, and she's really good at making her friends have lots of fun, and she's just the person that you really, really would love to meet.
Her popularity soared to even greater heights as she recorded another series of Hannah Montana, and her Best of Both Worlds concert tour sold out in record time. Originally scheduled for 54 dates across the US and Canada, the tour was extended to take in 69 cities. The tour show was directed by Kenny Ortega, who directed the hugely successful films High School Musical 1, 2 and 3. Having worked with Miley Cyrus on the tour, Kenny likened her to an equally popular young star from Hollywood's golden age.
Miley, it's like the old expression, born in a trunk. The daughter of Billy Ray, her mom Tish is just so wonderful, great parenting. But she reminds me of what it might have been like to know Judy Garland at 13, 14 years old. She just has the magic. She's one in a million. She's a remarkably gifted, grounded, super person.
A Hannah Montana 3D concert film was released following the tour. Predictably, it boomed at the box office on its opening release, taking $31 million in its first weekend. In July 2008, Miley released her next record, Breakout. It was her first solo release that drew no connection to her Hannah Montana character. And it finally gave her a chance to express her own style and personality.
I think this is really going to kind of help the confusion. I think this is going to kind of really set me apart.
She explained why the album was called Breakout.
I feel like it was appropriately titled, because I hope this does kind of break me out as more of a songwriter more than just a pop singer.
She ended up co-writing 8 of the songs on the record, including the hit single 7 Things, which peaked at number 9 on the Billboard singles chart. This time around, however, she admitted that the songwriting had been a hard slog.
It was long, you know, writing them all out. I would be like falling asleep during writing my songs, but I was like, gotta finish. So I guess just staying up late and writing music no matter what, because you're never off the clock when you're doing an album.
Part of the process involved detaching herself from outside influences.
I don't really like people to inspire my records. I like to inspire my records. I like my fans to inspire my records, so I never sound like anyone else. I really try not to listen to any other music but what I'm writing, so I don't sort of sound like anyone else.
The album debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard charts, and the song 7 Things became Miley's highest charting single. A mix of pop and Avril Lavigne-style teen rock, at the grand old age of 15, she was targeting a more mature audience.
Well, as I've gotten older, so have my fans. The people that did start out as, 12, 13, now they're 16 years old, as I was, and, and now the ones that were 16 years old are now 18, and as I want to embrace my older fans, and so I think this is kind of like a breakout record for my older age and that demographic.
Just 5 days before her 16th birthday, Miley was celebrating breaking out into yet another career direction at the premiere of the animated feature Bolt, in which she lent her voice to the film's lead character. Director Chris Williams had been blown away by Miley's talent and professionalism from the very moment he met her.
Everyone knows the hype around her, everyone knows her schedule, but when she showed up, she was so prepared and so focused. And I mean, she really delivered with this performance, and I think that what you find is underneath all that hype there is real talent, and so we were very impressed by her.
Not content with acing her first outing as a voice artist, Miley also wrote and sang the film's theme song, I Thought I Lost You, which ended up being nominated for a Golden Globe Award, much to Miley's obvious delight.
I was in my bed, like sleeping, and my phone started ringing. And I was like, what the heck? And I went and picked up my phone, and I was like, had a bajillion texts, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. But it was too early, and now it's starting to kick in now that I'm starting to talk about it, so I'm excited.
Having welcomed in her 17th year with a mega birthday bash that took over the whole of Disneyland, the world's reigning teen queen ended 2008 as the entertainment's highest earner under 25. In the space of just 1 year, she'd raked in $25 million US. Reporters began to wonder if she had anything left to achieve.
Hopefully just a lot of things, Hopefully I don't get stuck to the same routine. I want to travel a little bit more, and I'd love to go on another tour. So hopefully, just keep doing what I'm doing and finding new ways to make it fun.
First on the agenda was a big screen spin-off of Hannah Montana. The premiere in April 2009 took her back to where it all started.
No, it's what I've always wanted and what I've worked so hard for, and I couldn't be happier to be in Nashville supporting my movie because it's where it took place and it's where I grew up.
The film's soundtrack, which included a song by Miley's close friend Taylor Swift, hit the top of the Billboard 200, even before the movie opened.
I'm just excited. I can't believe it's finally here, and I really feel like you don't even have to see the movie to understand. I feel like the soundtrack is the story in itself.
Next up, it was time to get a little more serious about her acting.
Well, this summer I'm working on a Nicholas Sparks film that he wrote for me, and so I love that, and I can't wait to work on that. And I definitely want to get into more edgy roles and more rock music as well. So I love that.
In the last song, Miley plays a rebellious piano prodigy who finds love in a small Georgia beach town and ends up reconciling with her father, who's dying of cancer. Since filming Wrapped, she's been on a concert tour of the US and the UK and has been hard at work on her third studio album, Can't Be Tamed. She's also been thinking about taking acting lessons to help with her upcoming roles in 2 more films, Laughing Out Loud and Wings. Growing up can be a difficult enough process. without the added pressure of having telephoto lenses pointed at you from every angle. And as Miley's star rose during her early teens, she tried to play down suggestions that she'd taken over from Britney Spears as the paparazzi's #1 target.
I don't know, I get followed around a lot, but I try to, keep my space and live my life. You gotta do that.
In fact, her meteoric rise to stardom had many showbiz reporters expressing fears that Miley might go the same way as Britney and take a tumble from bona fide pop phenomenon to tabloid joke by throwing her name away with racy magazine shots, even racier videos, and a string of drug and alcohol-related incidents. Then there was the example of fellow Disney child star Lindsay Lohan, who'd hit the LA party scene and ended up facing arrest charges for drug possession and driving under the influence of alcohol. But Miley, who proudly calls herself a practicing Christian, was determined to distance herself from these fallen teen queens and remained confident that she could avoid the same fate.
I think still, you can't be cool and you can't be crazy and fun and loud and do what you want to do, but also you just got to do it where you're still being responsible.
As well as having her father to look out for her, Miley also had the moral support of her adoring fans.
She's not going to turn into one of those bad people like Britney Spears and everybody, and she's like a really good role model and stuff. She's really nice.
Taking her role model responsibility to her millions of young fans seriously, Miley believes she has the right attitude to withstand the pressures of life in the public eye.
My #1 thing that always keeps in my mind is you can't live a positive life with a negative mind.
However, Miley is all too painfully aware that no matter how carefully she conducts herself, the tabloids will never miss any opportunity to dish the dirt, even if none of it is true. Sure enough, it didn't take the gossip columnist long to get stuck in by claiming she had numerous boyfriends.
I just when things like that come out, there's so many different things, in all the teen magazines and stuff like that, it's like Miley has 15 boyfriends. You know what I mean? It's all these different people, so it's just really random, but I'm single. And there's just a lot of crazy things that come around, but I think it's all it's fun to read.
Then the rumors began circulating on the internet. A fake article in an online teen magazine speculated that Miley was pregnant, and the story spread like wildfire. Miley's representatives came out quickly with a denial, and Miley was confronted about the rumors at her next red carpet appearance.
I think they're trying to put me in the category that I don't belong in, because I'm in the good girl category and I want to stay there.
But despite all of her attempts at maintaining that good girl image, she managed to put many parents of her young fans offside in 2008 when photos of her were published in Vanity Fair magazine. The photos taken by Annie Leibovitz showed her with her bare back exposed. Even though her front was covered with a bedsheet, it was all too much for many conservative parents who were appalled by her apparent nakedness. Although Miley originally thought the photos were cool and artsy and not skanky in any way, she was forced to do a backflip when the negative publicity began to threaten the Walt Disney Company's billion-dollar Hannah Montana franchise. Miley quickly issued an apology, saying that she felt embarrassed for what had happened and that she was truly sorry for having disappointed her fans, whom she cares so deeply about. Journalists were quick to hit on former wholesome teen queen Hilary Duff for comment.
Yeah, I kind of just heard about it I guess when I was at Regis and Kelly, but yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it. I feel bad if she regrets it, each and their own, so she I feel bad if she regrets it. That's never a good feeling to have,
While the press kept hounding her, friends and fans rallied round.
I think she is getting put under too much pressure. It was just something she did and she regrets it and she admitted that she regrets it, so I think they should all drop it.
They assumed a lot lot of things to take one little thing and make it into a big disaster. So, you know, she doesn't care. We all don't care. It's whatever. It's whatever can give them $1. That's what I say. And people, if they read, they think it's all true, but most of it's not.
Try as hard as she might to keep her private life private, Miley knows that the paparazzi are unlikely to go away quietly anytime soon, and has managed to remain dignified in her response to the sometimes negative publicity.
For me, I've always said, no matter what, if I want respect, I have to respect other people. So I've been very respectful to them and try to give them as much, you know, inside scoop as possible. So I hope that they'll continue to respect me as much as I have them.
Even with the intense glare of the spotlight trained upon her, however, Miley did manage to keep her 2-year relationship with the youngest Jonas brother Nick under wraps until they split in 2007. Sometime later, Miley confessed to a teen magazine that she bawled her eyes out after the breakup and dyed her hair black because she wanted to distance herself from the person she'd been with Nick. Despite the heartbreak, the pair remain good friends, even though Miley is now dating her last song co-star Liam Hemsworth. But then friendship has always been incredibly important to the world's #1 teen queen, who counts Hannah Montana co-stars Emily Osment and Mitchell Musso and the cast of High School Musical among her closest mates. She's also become great friends with Taylor Swift. Not surprisingly, the fellow teen sensations jumped at the chance to perform a duet at the 2009 Grammy Awards.
Miley and I have always talked about, like when we've hung out, we've always been like, wouldn't it be cool if we could perform together sometime? And we always wanted it to be the right place and the right time, and this all fell into place perfectly.
Oh, we're so stoked. We've always wanted to perform together, and I think this is kind of the perfect time because it's very much, it's kind of where you get your respect, you know, if you perform at the Grammys, and we're doing something really raw, acoustic, all natural, so we're stoked about that.
But when Taylor got to play a cameo in the Hannah Montana movie, Miley insisted there was no acting up on set.
We always have fun, you know, you can't be like that, you definitely don't want to change, but I'm not super girly to begin with, so I'm not really good at the whole, like, giggly thing on set and whatnot. That's also when I do a movie or do like any type of acting, whatever. I like being more like the character, and that's not my character anyhow. So, but we had fun, and you know, when we're together, we have fun.
No doubt, she and Taylor have offered each other great support over the last few years as they've learned how to handle life in the limelight.